Hello and welcome to the podcast, Stop Crying Poser. Last week I forgot it was our 2-year anniversary of doing the podcast, and we have not missed a single podcast. Do you want to know why? Because this is the greatest podcast known to man as voted by Chuck Norris, Norma Jean, and Michael Jackson. It's true. Go ask them. Tweet every single one of those, and they will confirm this is the greatest podcast known to man. Let's shout out everyone who gave me a hell yeah in the live chat room. Airmaster TV, iBookboy UK, Venus Dietraps, Caped, Chris Sater, Ghost Face Perp, 902 Rider, TSA Skater, Da Super Poop, Felac Attack, Keith King, and maybe a few more lurkers in there. I know we had Paco is Life present. Also, Waxer donated $5 before the podcast even started, so that was nice. Usually I shave my asshole. I saved the shout-outs for the end of the podcast. I'm in a real giggly mood today. I think it's just because of this stir-crazy bullshit. We're going to talk a lot about that, but I have made one promise to you guys. I will not go on any coronavirus rants. We will not read any articles that are too corona'd out because it's really driving me crazy. So, what's been going on with you guys? My week has been very uneventful. One thing I did do, I've been spending a lot of money on pointless shit. I got a fucking knife the other day that has a whistle built into it, so I can fucking whistle at you guys. Hold on. Let me show you real quick. That's the fucking shit I do. A virus strikes and I start buying dumbass shit. I'm like, I feel like this is what happened on Breaking Bad when the one guy, Hank, got shot, and then he started spending all his money on like fancy crystal rocks and bullshit types of fancy sandstone and shit like that. That's me now. I'm buying dumbass weapon things. I bought a side saddle for the shotgun. I bought a bunch of knives. I bought some PMags for the AR. I'm just spending money, which is terrible because I'm not actually making very much money. This time of year is really terrible for YouTube. And I just did my taxes, and guess what? I had to pay fucking $2,100 in taxes. Why? I don't know. Because fuck my life, right? It's actually not that bad, though. My tax guy is a fucking beast. My taxes were initially, they were like $7,000. So got it down to $2,100. I'm okay with that. I can afford it. I'm not dead. My kitchen is stocked up. A lot of frozen meat, a lot of canned items, a lot of potato chips and beef jerky, so that's good. Anyways, among weird shit that I bought a Lockpick Kit. So it's probably really annoying to Lily. I've been fucking tiptoeing around the house trying to pick every lock. Every room in my house has a deadbolt for some weird reason. And also, my front door and my front gate and my back gate all have deadbolts. So I've become like fairly proficient in deadbolts, and I've been trying to move on to like padlocks, and I've been having a really rough time with that. I'm watching this guy on YouTube, the Lockpick Lawyer. He's picking all these fucking locks. Like, first I do this, and then the lock just explodes, and it's fucking easy. And I'm trying it with my shitty $10 Lockpick Kit, and I'm having a real hard time. But I'm slowly learning. I don't know why I go into new activities, even like new video games or shit like that. I always go into new ventures confidently. I have this weird, like, undeserved confidence when I try something new. So I get in there, I'm like, oh, I should be able to figure this out. And then I fucking fail miserably. Unless we're talking about scootering, which that's one of the few things in life that came naturally to me because I am a person who can walk and say words and understand basic shapes and colors. In which case I am able to tail whip and 360 and backflip very simply. But I've been doing the lock picking thing, and it's pretty fun, I guess. I can't wait to get good at it, and I'm wondering if this is just going to be like a little phase I go through, like, oh, I'm going to pick some locks, oh, that's really cool, or if it's going to be something that maybe I continue doing. It's kind of a cool hobby. Also, deep down, I think maybe I was a born career criminal, so maybe I could find a way to turn this into $1 million and then have to quit fucking YouTube, and I can make the videos I want to make. Fucking singing videos and shit like that, instead of trying to rely on skateboarding. Man, I'm getting old. Skateboarding's getting harder and harder. 2 days ago, I went out skateboarding. I tried to land nollie, shove it, blunt to fakie. I could not do it at all. It was a really miserable day. It was windy. There was kids all over the park fucking distracting me. And here's something that happened too. I shouldn't be mad at this, but I'll explain to you guys. My mind goes so negative. I'm such a toxic, horrible person when I'm annoyed. So I'm at this spot at the park where I drop in on this little ramp, I ride across the park, and then I try the trick I'm trying to do. So this girl comes up with her brother or cousin or something, and she's like, you can drop in. He's like, I don't know if I want to drop in. And she's like, all you have to do is just lean forward and go in. And we're talking, this is the most not steep area of the park ever. It's like a fucking 15-degree incline. It's very, very mellow. Anyone can do it. Gonzo did it. A 300-pound man did it. His first try ever trying it. I could probably do it standing on my hands. If I could stand on my hands for more than 3 seconds, I could probably stand on my hands and fucking do it. It's very easy to do. Any person could do it. If you've been skating for, let's say, if you've spent about 2 hours on a skateboard, you can do this. Okay, if you can roll down your driveway, you can roll down this drop-in. So I'm just trying to set the stage for you guys. So I'm sitting there, and he's like, I don't know, I gotta get ready for it. I gotta get, like, mentally ready. And she's like, no, just drop in. And what they're doing is they're kind of, like, taking up my space where I would be standing. So I'm just getting annoyed. And I'm just like, dude, you fucking bitch. Just fucking roll forward. That's all you have to do. Just roll forward and get this shit over with. And he's just like, I don't know. I'm not really sure if I'm good enough to drop in right there. It's not really a drop in. It's more of a roll in, a slight roll in. And I'm just like, dude, in my mind, I'm just talking shit to this fucking kid. I'm like, oh, you know what? You can't fucking drop in here? Stop skating. Okay, if this scares you, I would hate to imagine what type of fear would be going through your head when you ever learned how to do a 2-inch ollie, because the fear of heights would probably just make you shit your pants upon impact. And I was like, dude, please get the fuck out. Either try the drop in or don't. Coming over here and bitching about how you're not ready is not going to help you get any better. It's only going to cause me to be more annoyed that you're fucking in my way. And then the girl's like, just fucking try it. I mean, you could do it. And I'm just like, dude, in my mind, like, I'm kind of like a fucking, sink or swim kind of guy. If I try to drop in or fucking don't, do it. But she's like trying to talk this kid into it. Like, it's like talking someone into accepting $20, right? Here's $20. I don't know if I should take it. No, I'm giving you $20. It's free. You just have it. All you have to do is reach out, grab the $20, and then you're a little bit richer. But what about the germs? And what if I drop it? Just take the fucking $20. I'm handing you free money. I want you to have it. Just put your hand out and close your finger. But the germs, and if it's kind of windy, just save it for later. You're like, no, fucking be broke then. That's the way I feel about the not being able to drop in. Like, hey, don't fucking drop in. Be a pussy forever. Enjoy. Ignorance must be bliss. Just go out there and just, you know what? Lie about it. Go tell your friends, I almost dropped in. And I'm just sitting there and my brain is exploding. And then finally, a day goes by and I'm thinking about the situation. I'm like, man, I was kind of a dick to that guy. Even though I didn't say anything out loud, in my mind, I was a huge fucking dick. But I still stand by what I was saying. You know what? If you don't want the gift of skateboarding when it's free, all you have to do is, like, lean forward. There's absolutely no chance of getting hurt. And the kid was like, do you have any knee pads or a helmet or, like, shoulder pads or elbow pads? And I'm just like, what the fuck, kid? Like, do you want this? Why are you here? Why are you doing this? You have, like, it must have been a thought in your mind that there's a slight possibility of getting a little scrape on your elbow. It's like, that must have crossed your mind. Right? Have you ever watched a skate video and been like, wow, everyone fucking landed everything flawlessly. I bet they've never fallen. Wow. That's pretty cool. I want to try that, go to the skate park and do that. Wow. No, motherfucker, you're going to get scraped up a little bit. You're not going to fucking scorpion your neck on the ground, dropping in on this 2-foot high, fucking barely slanted ramp. You're going to be fine. You're going to survive no matter what happens. Or, here's my other rant. Why the fuck are you at the skate park? If you're having trouble rolling from point A to point B, if you can't roll 5 feet without fucking wiggling and falling off, then the skate park is not for you. The skate park is for moderately skilled people, right? A lot of people don't like that I say that, but the skate park is a training ground. And I've always used this example with little kids, right? Your little kid likes football, right? You're going to take him to the fucking NFL game and drop him in the middle? Probably not. Your kid likes basketball. You're going to take him to, like, the gnarly fucking game at 7 p.m. where it's all the fucking 20-year-olds playing elbowing each other. You're going to drop your little fucking kid right there? No, they're not skilled enough for that court yet. What you do, you buy them a little basketball hoop, put it in your front yard, and let them fucking play on that until they're able to maybe dribble. right? Until they're able to bounce the ball correctly. With skateboarding, for some reason, the skate park just became the haven for beginners. Like, we spent thousands of dollars building these handrails and these big bowls and putting coping everywhere and fucking making these boxes that are a certain height. And if you're at the skate park and you can't utilize any of those obstacles the way they were meant to be used, not a single one, you can't ollie onto the lowest fucking thing, then all you're doing is breathing up fucking air and taking up space. That's all you're doing. You have no purpose there. You're not going to achieve anything other than A, annoying everyone, and B, you might even get somebody else hurt. You might get yourself hurt, and you're lying to yourself. You gained nothing from this. And it's all those things go into my mind when I'm in this situation, and it's just my mind exploding. But in reality, I'm just sitting there quietly. I'm just sitting at the park quietly, like, I guess I'll drop in and try another trick. Also, it's even, it makes me embarrassed because I'm sitting there talking all this big shit, like I hate this fucking kid for being here. Then I drop in and I try the same trick 100 times and fail every single time. So it's like, it'd be one thing if I was like the badass skater fucking killing it, and then I had like this hot take, this great opinion, like, yeah, fucking that's what I think. But in reality, I'm just this fat kid trying to land a trick that I can't. This fat middle-aged man trying to land a trick that every other 17-year-old at the park can already do. But anyways, that was going through my mind. Also, on this lockdown, we've been watching a lot of Netflix, and I have something to recommend for you guys. You guys have to watch, absolutely have to watch this show called Tiger King. I think it's like 5 or 6 episodes. I don't remember how long it was because it just flew by. The show is so interesting. It's a documentary style piece on people who own big tigers, right? Tigers and lions and bears, oh my, and camels and buffalo, and it's these people who own these big wild cats, but they all have beef with each other. And some of them live in different states, and they all hate on each other. And one of the chicks like works for PETA, and it gets so crazily deep. Like, one of the guys is addicted to meth. One of the guys is gay and has like 2 husbands. One of the guys is a regular guy, like a non-gay guy, but he has like 4 wives, and he's like running a cult, and they have to call him like master and shit. And then the other chick is like accused of killing her husband and feeding him to the tigers. But like, when you look at these guys and just their names, like, oh, they're just tiger owners. But then, you know, they're fucking snitching on each other, giving each other all these details, and it goes into the details of the FBI raiding one of the guys, and he ended up going to prison. It's fucking amazing. It's called Tiger King, I think. I might have the name wrong, but you'll find it. There's a ton of memes about it right now, too, and it fucking took me. I watched the first episode. I was like, this is going to be stupid. Like, fucking, I don't care about tigers. This weird redneck dude. It's fucking so good. The first episode sucked me in. I was so like just stuck. I couldn't do anything, and it's like maybe 5 or 6 hours worth of a watch. So if you guys are staying indoors, definitely check that out. Speaking of staying indoors, I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm gonna tell you guys this. I invited people to my house recently. 3 people came to my house. They went into the backyard. They had a little barbecue. I ate my food inside. They ate their food outside. It was actually the people I was skating with on today's video. David, Odom, the backflip guy, and my friend Steve, and some other people came over. And we're eating, we're relaxing. They're skating the ramp. Nobody high-fived. No one coughed on each other. Everyone was 6 feet away from each other. But I felt like if I wrote this online, I was going to get hated on, because there seems to be a lot of hate online directed at like a person that doesn't exist. I have one person on my Facebook who's constantly writing, I hope you guys are happy. We're in quarantine. All you had to do is stay home, but you didn't. The sooner you stay home, the sooner this virus is gone. But they're not actually talking to anyone, and they don't actually know anyone who's been out. Like, no one in their circle has been out socializing. There really is no way to socialize here in Las Vegas because every bar is closed, every restaurant is closed, the grocery stores, I guess. But it's like this weird anger directed at perceivably everyone, but in reality directed at no one. And I think it's one of those situations where, you know, like when something bad happens and everyone sort of like inherits the sadness, right? Like we did this about the Root the Route 91 shooting here where 58 people got killed or whatever, and they were doing like PTSD classes and PTSD shit for people that weren't even there, who weren't even on the strip, who were in no way involved, just people that saw the shooting on the news and then claimed to have PTSD. I feel like with sadness, I think people also do that with anger now. Like, they don't really have a reason to be angry, but now they've just seen this free like bait. Like, oh shit, I can be angry at people now. But even though I don't know anyone to be angry at, and even though I don't know anyone who's actually fucked up, and even if they did fuck up, I wouldn't actually care about this in real life, I'm gonna now use Facebook as this vessel for anger. For all you people that are out there, you know who you are. All you people out there spreading the virus, I hope you know that it's hurting people like me, because now I can't go to work for an extra few weeks because you guys stayed out there and spread it. All you had to do is stay home. It's like, the fuck? Bitch, y'all have been out. you have had people over. You are going out this weird false anger at everyone. I don't fucking understand it. It's we always call it like validation currency, right? You get this weird validation money, like, oh boy, like I'm involved, hear me roar, I'm involved in this somehow, I have something positive to spread, or now you must listen to me because I also feel the anger. It's so weird how humans work, you know, how they can just inherit feelings. I don't know, man. I've probably done it. I think we're all guilty to some extent. I know I see it a lot in when somebody dies, right? When one person dies, and then people like, I know I didn't see you in 26 years, but man, I really miss you. And like, wait, what? You didn't see him in 26 years? That's not even your friend. That was not even an acquaintance. That's just somebody you kind of used to. Somebody that I used to know. Somebody. That ain't even nobody involved in your life at all. How about this? If you walked by them at the grocery store, would you be like, oh shit, it's you? No. You just keep on walking. I say this shit all the time. You know what? Everybody in the chat, DK, Keith King, Guy, iBook, OG Mickey, all you guys. If I fucking die, you guys can be like, man, I fuck with that dude. He was my dog. He was cool. Same with you guys. If I hear some bad shit, I'm like, man, miss that guy. Because we actually interacted shit. But it's like, If I went to fucking kindergarten with you and I haven't seen you in fucking years and you give me a big, long, heartfelt RIP, if we ain't never took a picture together, like, if we've never fucking shared a drink and had a beer together, motherfucker, we probably wouldn't. We wouldn't like that. And it's the same sort of inheriting of emotions that you see in the Route 91 shooting, and even now with this fucking coronavirus thing. Everyone just wants to be in the front lines or whatever. I don't know. You want to be a reporter? Go catch that motherfucker. I don't know. I've already broken my promise. We're talking about it too much, but that's just some social commentary I thought I would give you guys. So that's what's been going on. Let's talk a little bit about skating really quickly. I want to read to you guys this article. Actually, I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's a guy named Jarny Verbruggen. You guys might have seen him on Instagram. If you're watching this right now on YouTube, you guys can watch this little video in the corner of the screen right here. It's this guy who's skating down this bank. He does a little hippie jump, and then someone throws a planter from a roof, like a planter filled with dirt and soil. They throw this little flower pot at this dude while he's skating. And I'm trying to set up this story right. I know a lot of people don't watch this podcast with video, so I don't want to describe it wrong. This guy's dropping in skating, minding his own fucking business, and someone who is way above him in a window throws a fucking potted plant at him, bashes him right in the head, causing him to fall. And then after he falls, he slams his head onto a wall and goes unconscious for a minute, and then wakes back up, and then eventually he gets back up and lands the trick. But I wanted to talk about this because we don't talk about skating that much, and it's kind of gone viral, and I think it's really interesting because my reaction to it is this. That's really fucked. It's terrible. I try not to be the type of person. I try not to be the type of person who goes, man, if that would happen to me, I'd be like, I'd fucking do this. But it's really, it's really hard to watch somebody get smashed in the face with a giant pot of plants and not wonder what you would do in that situation. I mean, first off, I'd probably be knocked out. Second off, I'd never I'd never be in this situation. I wouldn't be dropping in on this fucking ramp right now. And if I see a guy up there dropping a plant on me, I'd be really annoyed. But I also wonder if I'd be the guy that fucking calls the cops, or if I'd be the guy that goes and kicks the dude's door in. Because I actually haven't thought about this yet, but I'm going to share with you guys my thought process now. I'm thinking, man, do I want to go up there and kick this fucking guy's door in? Do I want to go and grab a bunch of rocks and put him through his window? Because it looks like the guy's probably about maybe 15, 20 feet up. So I think, am I going to go throw a bunch of rocks through this guy's window? Am I going to fucking kick his door in? I don't want to kick his door in because then what if I get fucking hit with the machete or fucking shot or something? I think I would just be blasting this dude's house with fucking rocks and destroy everything I can. But, man, what a violent thing to do to a skateboarder you don't know. I'm really annoyed when I hear like loud noises happening outside when someone's doing construction too loud, especially early in the morning. But I don't think I would ever be in a situation where I'd be like, wow, this person outside of my house is making a lot of loud noises. I think I'm going to violently smash them in the head with a potted plant. I don't think I'd ever be that type of person. But I want to take this question to the chat room right now. By the way, I appreciate you guys who have tuned in live here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle every single Friday right around 3:30 p.m. Although right now it's about 4 p.m. What would you guys do in this situation? Let me know right now in the chat, because I think I might be the type of guy to run up there and kick in this fucking guy's door and be like, dude, you just hit me with a plant and I didn't do anything to you. Like, I'm gonna get some sort of, I don't know if I want to call it like revenge, but I think we need to be equal somehow, right? I think in some way we need to be equal. I told you guys a story the other day. I got in a fucking fight at the bar. 6 months ago, 4 guys jumped me. A few weeks ago, I saw the one guy who was in charge of jumping me, and I punched him one time in the fucking side of the head. And I still feel like if I ever see him again, I'm going to continue punching him until I feel like the amount of punches that I hit him are the amount of times that I got punched. So I think in this situation too, I feel like you as a human being, you want to deliver something back, and that could just be, I want to see this guy in jail. You know what I mean? I want to see this guy fucking go to jail. You know, I'm going to be okay. My fucking scab will heal. This guy's going to be in jail for a few days. Fuck him. So let's check out the chat room right now. Airmaster TV says, I'd call the cops and file for assault. I think that's a great idea, and I think that might be what this guy did. I read through the article really briefly. I think he did call the cops. iBookBoy says, call the police maybe. I don't know. Keith King says, I would have stomped on his dick. Okay, that's always an option. TSA says, ruin his day, mess up his car. Airmaster says, I would claim I have brain damage. Ghostface Perp says, I would try to resist the urge to whoop his ass. Yeah. You got to think, too, that this guy is kind of just riding a skateboard. I don't know if he's a really popular pro or whatever, but he's not doing anything malicious to deserve to be hit with a pot. So I think we pretty much have said everything we need to say about this. But let's just leave it at, I hope I never fucking get hit in the head with a pot. I've seen videos like this where people are doing the exact same thing and someone in a window drops water on you. I could understand if you're damaging someone's property, like if you're grinding a ledge. I remember back in the day, I think it was a reel video. Somebody was grinding this nice white ledge, and after they grinded it, it made it look all shitty and gray, and it chipped off the paint. So the guy came back and just painted it back. He painted the ledge nice and easy. He said, hey, I'm sorry about that. And then the homeowner was like, hey, if you come back here and you fuck up my ledge, just paint it again. And the homeowner was super dope about it. He's like, listen, don't come here and fuck up my shit, but if you do, just paint it. Just come back, paint it back to the color it was, and we're all good. I think that's a really nice thing to see. And I don't know how that could apply to this situation, but it's nice to see a little bit of, like, humanity, like the good in humans in a situation like that. So I don't know. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would like to hear your thoughts. What would you do if someone dropped a... Every time I say it out loud, it sounds funnier. What would you do if someone dropped a fucking potted plant on your head? This is one of those things where, like, if you told me the story, I'd be like, nah, I gotta see the footage. That ain't what fucking happened. That's not what happened. Anyways. Sports news. There's not really much sports going on, but I did want to share with you guys this. Jon Jones is in trouble again. Now, let me try to remember off the top of my head how many times this guy, Jon Jones, has gotten in trouble. Now, Jon Jones is, by many people, considered the greatest UFC fighter of all time, the pound-for-pound greatest fighter of all time, although he has trouble with authority, it seems. He's been popped for using illegal drugs, I think twice, like not steroids, but some type of performance enhancers. There's a lot of rumors about him and his old teammates doing drugs, and I guess there's one where they came to drug test him and he was hiding in the gym or something like that. That's all just rumors, though. Who knows? His first ever UFC loss, he elbowed a guy illegally. So he did an illegal move, fucking up this dude. That was his only official loss, which might have been overturned because I still hear people say he's undefeated, but he actually does have a loss for doing something illegal, for doing something so illegal that they had to stop the fight, which is really rare. That, the performance enhancers, I think he crashed his car. He crashed his car while on cocaine, driving drunk. He hit like a pregnant girl's car and then ran away from the scene. He did something like that. There's a lot of other shit that he's done. But now, he's always said, like, I'm going to try to change my fucking life around. Turns out that was not the case. Turns out that was a lie. Now, let's read what's happened. On Thursday, UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jones was arrested on 4 different counts: aggravated DWI, negligent use of firearms, possession of open container, and no proof of insurance in the vehicle. We talk about this all the time when we talk about NFL players like beating their wives or carrying guns. You're like, yo, you make $10-20 million a year. Is it necessary to go out here and really risk your freedom when you have that kind of money? Because once you get locked up, you don't get to spend any of that money. You don't get to do anything with it. Is it worth it? And I feel like I would stop all illegal activities, everything. I would never do anything illegal again if you gave me $20 million tomorrow. So keep that in mind, Twitch donators. $20 million and I'll go straight and narrow for the rest of my life. It's one of those situations where you have the means to hire someone. I mean, you're an athlete. I know drug dealers who don't drive their own cars, and they don't make anywhere near as much as Jon Jones or these NFL guys or NBA guys. And it's insane to me. Especially, I use money as the excuse, but it baffles me when people do that and they have like kids at home, right? You're going to go drive drunk with your friends at the bar when you have kids at home. I think there's so many irresponsible things that people do when they have so much to lose. And Jon Jones has the most to lose. And this guy's been given so many strikes. Like, I've been in situations in my life when I was younger doing something fucked up where I go, oh, fuck, dude, this is really getting bad. This is the last time I'm ever going to do this. Like, fucking life is getting really fucked. Things are getting out of control. I'm never doing this again because I had a close call or something like that. A lot of people do that when they first go to jail. They go, oh, fuck, like, now it's serious. Now I'm in trouble. Time to fucking knock this shit off. Time to get right. Never make this mistake again. Now, this guy, Jon Jones, he's making the same fucking mistake 4 or 5 times now. He's cheated in every possible way. He's been a horrible, like husband, father, whatever, boyfriend. He's been a horrible UFC fighter, like a bad influencer to the brand, This is not the type of person people would ever want to look up to. He's doing drugs in the streets, driving, cheating on his bitch, cheating in the ring, and in my opinion, he's lost in the UFC twice, still somehow wins. And even earlier in his career, he fucking bashed some guy with an illegal strike. The guy is just bad in every single way, and people love him. And what everyone always says, this is what everyone says about this guy, and they say it about anyone who's, doing well in life. They say wasted talent. Because what if this guy does have to go serve 6 months in jail now? Okay, that's 6 months not training. That's 6 months taken away from your legacy. That's 6 months you could be building your fucking legacy bigger and brighter and becoming better and better and better. But you're not. You're fucking out here driving drunk, shooting off your fucking gun in the air or whatever with a bottle of tequila in a stolen vehicle or something. Like, what the fuck is going on? Does anyone have any type of response for this in the chat? Let's continue to read. 2 members of the Albuquerque Police Department, Officer Jason Brown and Brian Johnson, responded to the scene hours after Jones' booking MMA junkie acquired arrest reports that give first-hand accounts from the officers involved. According to the cops, Jones, quote, had green leafy substance on his shirt and pants consistent with marijuana, an odor of alcohol coming from his facial area. Brown noted that during a search of his car, found a handgun underneath the driver's seat and a matching spent round next to the driver's side door. I didn't read this part yet. Johnson, meanwhile, observed that Jones, quote, had bloodshot, watery eyes and a strong odor of alcohol coming from his facial region. It was Johnson who made note of Jones' field sobriety tests. Jonathan did field sobriety tests and performed poorly on all 3 of them. He also performed poorly on 2 out of 3 alternative tests. He was searched and arrested. The article goes on to show the entire crime report or whatever from both officers. Bottom line is, this guy just can't get right. Guy can't get right. One of the greatest athletes of our time as far as, fight sports. And this guy can't get right, doesn't want to get right. This poll says, how surprised are you by Jon Jones' latest arrest? I'm going to click not surprised a bit and see what happens. See if it'll give me the results. The results are 80% of people are not surprised one bit. That doesn't surprise me at all. This guy has fucked up multiple times. Those things I named earlier, those are just the things I can remember that he's fucked up on. I also remember that he was like a super bad guy, and they were trying to raise his image. So they did this shit where they pretended that backstage a woman's... This is so crazy. You'd have to hear it to believe it. Backstage, like outside of the arena, a woman's purse was stolen, and he recovered the purse and like stopped the bad guy or something. Like, you couldn't come up with a more fake sounding story to try to make this guy sound like a good guy after just getting arrested for cocaine while cheating on his wife. Like, I don't know how people fell for that, but they did. And I also have a theory that they did the same thing to Brock Lesnar. A lot of people think I'm crazy for this one. This one certainly is a really out there conspiracy theory, but Brock Lesnar for a time was the most hated UFC fighter ever. He was a complete dick when he beat Frank Mir, and then he said something like, I'm not gonna fucking say anything about Bud Light because they don't pay me. I'm gonna drink a Coors Light. And that was like super embarrassing because Bud Light was sponsoring the event. It made Dana White look really terrible. It was really just a terrible thing to say as far as advertisement goes. And then, after that happened, he mysteriously got sick, but went to the hospital in Canada instead of, where he actually lives at in the United States. And also, there was never any pictures or videos or interviews of him while he was sick, yet every time another UFC fighter gets like an ACL surgery or whatever, there's some type of like 30 for 30 fucking camera crew in there. But he was the only guy that got sick, and there was no details of what happened. It was super like secretive. Turns out it was some weird diverticulitis or something. But I don't know. And then he came back to fight like they thought he would never fight again. But then, of course, he came back to fight. And then instead of him being that dickhead who was like a complete poor sport to Frank Mir and that guy that disrespected the UFC in every way, turns out now he's the guy that beat the fucking sickness against all odds. And now he's come back to the sport that he loves. And they completely ignored all that other shit and tried to turn him. Like they tried to change the crowd's opinion of him from a bad guy to a good guy. Does anyone else remember that? If anyone in the chat or watching on YouTube was a big UFC fan at that time, please tell me that at least my conspiracy theory could make sense. It seems plausible. I'm not saying it's totally true, but you have to fucking say that it seems plausible. It seems Steve Madden. Let's go on and talk a little bit about the news today. Now, farm is scraping by to feed 4,000 pigs without Las Vegas Strip leftovers. So, from what I understand, if you're at the buffet or whatever and food doesn't get eaten, or if you're at the restaurant and you scrape the food off the tray into the trash, that eventually goes to feed a bunch of pigs here. There used to be one area of North Las Vegas that just smelled like shit. I don't know where the pig farm was, but I always knew that if I was going up Craig and I started to get right around where Craig Ranch Skate Park is, right around MLK area, especially if you go a little more north, you start to smell shit everywhere, and it's because there was a pig farm. And I guess they had all these fucking pigs. So let's read. A Las Vegas farm relied on strip casinos as its main food source for 4,000 pigs. Now it's getting creative to keep them full. Oh no. Pigs are a lot like us, so they love sweets, candies, and ice creams. Not me. I ain't no pig. I like fucking meat, steak, fucking chicken. I'm not eating this sweet shit unless it's a strawberry 211, goddammit. Las Vegas livestock co-owner Hank Combs said they like meat and potatoes. That's me. They're not a big fan of salads and produce. What the fuck, man? How they gonna stay healthy? What you mean you don't like produce? On a normal day, the farm would get 20 tons of food from casinos and restaurants across the valley. Once the strip shut down and casinos closed, their food source was cut off. You know, we're just one of the many stories out there in the world, and I'm just trying to survive. Keep the pigs fed and keep the employees employed. Months before the coronavirus outbreak, Combs and his company developed and designed a new system, the first of its kind. It can unpackage anything, allowing them to use the food inside sauce packets and milk jugs. The farm then blends the food and boils it. Oh, that sounds delicious. Combs says it's helping them make the most out of what they have. We get some products from other communities. We have products that come in from Denver, Idaho, and California because they see the value in what we do here in depackaging the product and keeping it out the landfill. Okay. Combs said they're reaching out to other Valley restaurants, grocery stores, and warehouses. They normally feed 5 to 7 times a day. The farm is still selling pigs, but they won't buy any more until they can find food for them. I want to buy a pig. We really don't know when it's going to stop. It could go on for another 4 or 5 or 6 weeks, Combs said. It all depends on when Las Vegas bounces back and the strip reopens. By mid-April, Combs estimates he'll only have 2,000 pigs. He has 4,000 right now, half of the amount. The question is, can you recover, right? Are you going to be able to have the numbers, the cash to buy the pigs, and be able to sustain it? Oh, that's the unanswered questions. I feel like I can read better when I do a dumb accent. Maybe it's because I talk a little bit slower. So anyways, I thought that was interesting. Coronavirus is not only fucking up people, it's fucking up the pigs. And I just ate some pigs yesterday. Lily made, now get this, it's a pizza crust. We put macaroni and cheese on top, little pieces of bacon, and green onions. It was delicious. It was great. The only bad part was that when you make a regular pizza, the sauce soaks into the dough. So you have like a flavored dough. You either have like a tomato flavored dough or a garlicky dough or something like that. Our dough is just dough flavored, so that part fucking sucked. In fact, on the last piece, I just scraped the fucking shit off the bread, put the bread in the trash, and ate the mac and cheese. Man, it was good. Back to skating. In my notes, I found something really interesting on Twitter, and I want to read it to you guys. It's by this guy, Paxel Rose. His name there is Andrew DeLuque. I don't know if he's a pro skater or has anything to do with skating. I don't know anything about this guy. He seems really popular because he got a lot of retweets, but he wrote this and I thought it was very profound. So listen up. Skating is great because it pushes one towards perfection while also making it clear that what you get is what you get. An amazing lesson about goals, balance, and acceptance. What he's saying is skating's dope because it'll keep you humble. Or at least that's what I get out of it. You could try as hard as you want to learn some tricks, and some tricks might just not happen. But in skating, you always have the option to try something else. Maybe you can't varial heel, but maybe you can switch varial heel. Maybe your body wasn't made for ghetto birds. Maybe your hips don't turn that way, but maybe they are made for backside flips. He writes an amazing lesson about goals, balance, and acceptance. I think that there are many aspects of skating where if something's not working out for you after, say, 10,000 tries or 50,000 tries, then I think accepting what's not working and moving on to something else, I think that's really valuable in skating, because at some point you got to wonder, at what point are you wasting your time? And I struggle with this a lot trying to do Flat Bar Friday, because I get to the point where I've tried, let's say, kickflip, crook. I've tried it 500 times, and I've only slid 2 of them. And I get to this point where I go, even if I fucking land this, I'm not going to be happy anymore. And if I wasn't filming for YouTube, if I didn't have the goal of uploading this and then trying to turn it into money, that should be the logical point at which you would stop trying that trick and try something else or come back to it another day. When the amount of effort you spend is greater than the amount of happiness it's going to bring you, that should be the time that you move on. And I don't think about skating like this very often, but when I read that post, it really clicked for me. And I'm wondering if you guys have ever thought like that or approached skating in that way. Because I know I hear this all the time, right? Here's a great example. I hear about people that roll their ankle and then they try to fucking work through the pain, and then they end up landing their trick and they go, yeah, I rolled my ankle, but I still got the trick. And then then what happened? Oh, then I didn't skate for 4 months. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, was it, you tell the story as if it was worth it, but not skating for 4 months just because you did a fucking skate park trick? I don't think that's worth it. I think you had an option to accept what you were given, and instead you grinded for more than you can handle. Trainwreck says, Paxil's some 40-year-old skater, but he's got some good insight into skating. Trainwreck also says, that was me trying to relearn kickflips. I landed 2, wanted more, but lost the motion and tried heel flips instead. Yeah, I feel like there comes a point in which the gratification you get from landing the trick isn't worth the amount of trouble and or injury that you deal with. So it was really well-written sentiment, and it was something I definitely wanted to mention today on the podcast. I only have a couple more things to talk about. I have Steam. It's some video game shit. I haven't figured it out yet. I think it's a way I can download and or play games. I have Steam, and I have a question for you guys. I've already asked it on Twitter. I've already gotten some help from people in my Twitch chat, but I want a game that me and Lily can play that she will enjoy. So I'm thinking maybe something cute, maybe something scary, maybe something puzzle related, because right now her favorite game is Tetris Attack. It's kind of like Tetris with a twist. It's kind of a puzzle game, but it's head to head. It's something that I play against her, but something that she could also sort of enjoy playing by herself. And we haven't really done the experimenting yet to find out what she would like. But one of the main things I'm toying with now is Cuphead. I think I'm going to either buy or show her a trailer of Cuphead and see if she enjoys it. But I want something to do because I'm getting so fucking crazy sitting in the house doing nothing. I didn't think that it would affect me, but here's what I really like. I like being around people, okay? I don't have to be out skating. I don't have to be at the bar, but I like to have people at the house or go to their house or have a beer with somebody. I like to do that at least once a week. And before I was doing that probably 3 days a week. I would either go to the bar on Friday, Saturday I'd have people over here, Sunday I would go to one of my other friends' house and we would all cook together. And that kind of kept me like level and balanced. And now I just feel like I'm getting too much Facebook, too much video games, too much watching TV, too much Netflix, not enough moving, not enough doing anything. So I've started working out a little bit. Lily's working out. Like I said, I got the lock-picking habit now. I'm trying to stop buying so much shit online. But I think if me and her can find a game that we enjoy playing together, it'll just be one more way to block out, like put a block in the schedule, something for us to do that we won't get burnt out. Because it's only been fucking a week and a half of this Corona shit. And we're supposed to go, 3.5 more weeks at least? Possibly more? So Trainwreck says, don't starve together. Captain Canuck says, Stardew Valley. I'm definitely going to go back when I edit this podcast and write those down and figure out what could work for us. Because she's, you know what, not she. We're both kind of picky as to how we're going to spend our time doing something like that. Obviously, I'm picky. I only play the same 2 games, and I've only done that for the past fucking, 5 years now. I don't want to play any other game. I don't want to try something new. I don't want to try Celeste. I don't want to try Cuphead. I don't want to try this and that. But right now, I'm dedicated to finding something for us to do together other than fucking sitting on the couch and watching movies. Dude, I'm getting so burnt out on that shit. And I've been drinking too much lately. Fucking big surprise. Thought I was an alcoholic before? Yeah, fucking right. Now I have nothing to do, no one to talk to, stressed out, fucking skating sucks, and I'm not making much fucking money, and I can't go to the bar to either eat food or gamble or hang out with any of my bartender friends. Now I can't do anything? Fuck me, dude. Fuck no. Jay Stews, am I talking about split screen? Right now, I think split screen would be the best option because I'm trying to set all this gaming shit up in the living room, and also, I'm limited all I have is N64 controllers. And Captain Canuck says, you could play SMW. Nope, I can't. She hates SMW, and in that room, there's a lot of input lag. So I would hope for a game that's not platform-based, because I have to hit jump like literally like a third of a second before I hit jump. I don't know how I ever, in my life, I don't know how I ever played Mario World in that room. It's insane. The way that I play now, I play on very little lag, but in there I played on a fuck shit of lag, and it's insane. Anyways, I had a couple more articles, but I think we've reached our time limit. There will be a post show, so stick around, hang out if you guys are watching live. If you're not watching live and you tuned in a little bit late, don't worry, this podcast comes out on Sunday on YouTube, iTunes, and Podbean, so definitely check that out. Oh, trivia! I fucking forgot trivia. Don't go anywhere, guys. Do you want a chance to win a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack? Well, Googling is allowed, so the first person to type in the right answer wins. Who is Jon Jones' only official loss? Who did he illegally 12-6 elbow? We talked a little bit about Jon Jones. I try to keep you guys guessing on the trivia. Sometimes it's about food. Sometimes it's about history. Sometimes today it's about fighting. Sometimes it's about fucking math. Remember the one day we did, what's the five digits of pi or whatever? Yeah, motherfucker, we did that. OG Mickey says, Matt Hamill, you are the winner. OG Mickey, you've won a couple times now, so that's good. You get a free Ninja Lifestyle sticker pack delivered directly to you. I'm sorry I made you guys wait so long for trivia. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching or supporting the podcast in any way that you do. Keep it up. Thank you to Keith King for donating 211 bits. Thank you to Paco Is Life for donating 100 bits. And big thank you to Waxer for $5 donation. Like I said, stick around for the post show. I'll hang out with you guys and chat and answer your questions. I know the podcast is not that interactive because a lot of people just play this on Podbean. They don't have the happiness of being a part of the chat room, and they don't have the happiness of looking at my beautiful, ugly face. I tell you what. So, if you want to help the podcast to grow, you can always subscribe, follow, like, but what you can do that's cheaper and easier is tell a friend about the podcast. It's the only way we can grow. If you tell a friend and they tell a friend and they tell a friend, you fuck around, next thing you know, it's the 2,000 deaths in China, and you have the greatest podcast ever. So why the fuck are you guys waiting to tell your friends and family about Stop Crying Poser? All you're fucking doing is sitting around inside for the next 3 weeks anyways. So help me, help you, help each other, help us. God damn it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Be safe this weekend. Too bad all the bars are closed. Don't drink too much, but don't drink too little. Let's play that motherfucking outro. God damn it, motherfucker, what? Pigs are like us. They like sweets, candies, and ice creams. And what I like to do is bash a pig over the head with a flower pot, God damn it. You!